Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Void. I'm Brian, your host, and since this year there's no new Christmas event in JP, I thought I'd make my own, Santifying one of my own fan servants. At least one of the ones that isn't already Santa. So I want you to say hello to this year's new caster Santa servant, Santa Gwyn.
走れソリよ風のように月見原をパドルパドル
Thank you very much to Violent Mahendra for doing the art of this Santa. Came out great, and I am very excited. Go support them by following them on Twitter using the link in the description below. For part of this design, I continue to take inspiration from the few canonical bits we have of Guinevere in the Fate universe. She is described as a glasses girl at heart, so of course she's getting some sleek red specks on that cute face of hers. Overall, the outfit is meant to entice and dazzle, as now that she is imbued with the
power of Santa.
The gifts that she plans on giving are the gifts of rom-com. She is a hopeless romantic after all, and with her own love life in shambles, she feels it's her duty as Santa to make sure no other couple suffers her fate by having them go through Hallmark Christmas plots. Of course, it's all kinds of misguided, as the pure-hearted maiden side of her heart is in direct conflict with the side that is a pent-up young woman who needs her back blown out. The latter being much more prominent in this spirit origin, thanks to the freeing spirit that is Christmas. And if you're feeling that Christmas spirit, would you be so kind as to hit the subscribe button? Think of it as a little Christmas present to me. And if you enjoyed this video, spread the cheer even further by hitting the like button, and maybe even sharing it around. 'Tis the season after all. But back to Santa Gwyn. Her desperate need to have her halls decked and made merry is not to say that she's sleeping around as Santa. No matter how she manifests as a servant, she has her eyes for only one. The baked-in guilt that's in her spirit core would never allow her to be unfaithful again. Instead, she's trying to get other struggling ladies the gift of a Yule logging from their respective love interests, generally leading to many misunderstandings that ultimately work out okay in the end, even if not how it was intended. For example, her trying to get Kriemhild together with Altera, fully misunderstanding the whole story, thinking that this is the best course of action to take since they were married after Siegfried's death, and Guinevere somehow comes to the conclusion that the former is the better union, probably with a fair bit of projecting. It could end with Kriemhild and Altera having good interactions and being on good terms, and with Kriemhild and Siegfried getting closer overall. So it's things of that nature that make up the story of the event, with moments of Gwyn desperate for Artoria throughout, mostly stressing over the perfect gift to give her, to the point where she makes sacrifices of herself in order to obtain such a gift. However, at the end, it turns out that the gift is no longer quite so perfect, as Artoria was secretly fretting over a gift herself, and made sacrifices as well to get Guinevere the perfect gift, including something that Guinevere's gift fit very well. This culminates in the two bonding over it and going on a nice Christmas date. Now, I'm sure that this concept sounds very familiar to those who have listened to their fair share of Christmas tales. Part of Santa Gwyn's concept and the event's story is based on the story of the Gift of the Magi, which basically goes just how I described the ending of this event. It's a story about love and sacrifice, but how you don't really need to always make a sacrifice. Sometimes you and your loved one already have what is most important to you in each other. Going over the top can lead to problems, but in the end, what's most important is the intention and the love of the gift that you give, even if it ends up being something the receiver no longer needs. All of these not only factor into the event's name, a Lovey-Dovey gifting mage, but also into Santa Gwyn's skill set, oscillating between the Hallmark rom-com parody and the Gift of the Magi retelling. Her first skill, Under the Mistletoe, applies a target to herself, but she also gains a buff where her defense increases every time she attacks. Plus, she gains a special attack bonus against Artoria's servants. Mistletoe strats are a dangerous wargame when you have a specific target in mind. You have to be ready for the attention to be on you, and to take hits you do not intend to. And when you have your target in range, you must strike fast and true to get the results that you are after. Her second skill is My Christmas Wish, which heals the party and gives Artoria a regen buff. It's really what it says on the tin. She wants people to be able to heal, and she wants to support her king as much as possible. But her third and final skill is called Your Present Is Me. She loses all of her defense buffs, and in turn gives Artoria allies increased attack, defense, NP damage, buster efficiency, arts efficiency, and quick efficiency. But it also confuses Artoria allies, and they will be stunned the next turn. Basically, the idea is that in the heat of passion and excitement, Gwyn throws herself at Artoria, with or without wrapping, and Holly's the King of Knights jollies enough to give her a massive boost that would make even Merlin blush. Though, once things settle down, Artoria's not quite sure what actually happened. And finally, we end with her Art's Noble Phantasm, fittingly named Magi's Gift. Santa Gwyn lowers her HP to 1, and then she increases her own NP damage and arts efficiency before damaging all enemies. Her overcharge is to deal extra damage to all enemies without the Artoria trait. However, if Artoria is on the field, Artoria applies target focus to herself and seals her skills and NP. Guinevere sacrifices her energy in order to, at least temporarily, be strong enough to fight side by side with her king, not just to support her from behind alone. But Artoria sacrifices her ability to fight in order to protect Guinevere and stay by her side. They both give as much as they possibly can, only for it to not work out how they really wanted it to. And yet, in spite of that, their love shows all the brighter for that mistake. Santa Gwyn is constantly going through the event, making misunderstandings and mistakes. But things work out in the end because of the love that each couple shares in the story. So it's only fitting that in her biggest blunder, because she is earnest and only wants to love and share that love, and that is the greatest gift anyone can give. But what do you think of this story concept and Santa Servant? Leave a comment down below. I am very interested to find out. Thank you so much for watching, and happy holidays. Later.